There's nothing better than sitting back, relaxing, kicking your feet up, plugging a computer into the wall, maybe spending 5 to 10 minutes a day maintaining a mining server to produce money out of thin air without having to really put any effort. Mining is one of the easiest passive income sources I have ever generated in my life. Trust me, I experienced it. But is mining profitable today? Specifically, is Ethereum mining profitable in 2020? Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another cryptocurrency video, and today we're going to be talking about Ethereum mining. Okay, I will admit, out of all the businesses I've ever created, right, out of all the ways I've tried to make money, this was by far the easiest and most profitable for me because of the timing. Obviously, there's a lot of indicators to seeing if your mining operation is profitable, and I'm going to be talking about all the details in this video. But before we get started, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, the #1 cryptocurrency channel, obviously, on the internet, guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button as well as the push notification bell so you get videos like this all the time. Like one video, for example, was my Icon ICX staking video. I showed you guys how to stake Icon, and look, Icon's up 11.59%. That's just one practical, example there. I talk about all things cryptocurrency. So let's jump into the video. Now, before we get started, guys, there's about 3 or 4 major indicators when it comes to profitability of your mining operation, okay? One of them being obviously the price of the coin. So of course, if Ethereum goes up in value, then you will be more profitable, okay? The second one's gonna be the difficulty of the network. So if more people start to mine Ethereum, right, and difficulty increases, more hashes are being hashed out, then that means that the profitability will decrease. Okay, another determining factor, how much do you spend electricity in your area? I believe in the United States, the best place to mine is Washington, D.C. In Florida over here, we pay about 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Depending on where you're located, that will greatly increase your mining profitability. If you get somehow, like free power, if you live by like a lake and you get some hydroelectric, or maybe you got some solar panels, that's the best possible way to, it's like basically free money, essentially. You have a printing press for cryptocurrency if you can get free energy, but it's obviously very difficult for people to get free energy. And then one more indicator is how long is your miners up, right? Is it constantly crashing? Are you fixing it really quickly? Your uptime, right? Those are the 4 indicators to mining profitability. So I'm going to build a miner in front of you guys in this video towards the end. I'm going to show you ASIC miners, and I'm going to show you how much all of them make. I'm going to actually show you exactly how to calculate it too. And then you could, decide for yourself. I'll give you my inputs, everything like that, obviously. So obviously you can see here the Ethereum price. Let me just give you guys a little backstory. So my mining journey started like this. In 2015, I kind of left college, moved back in with my parents. I kind of dropped out, and I wanted to go back. Somebody told me maybe you should go back to college, right? So I had a decision to make. I kind of saved up some money. I had like $5,000, right, at the time. I sold my car too and everything. I had like $5 grand cash, and I had a decision to make to go back to college to Gainesville, Florida, right? And re-enroll and spend my money on like where I'm living, everything like that. Or I could have purchased a Bitcoin miner. Now, if you are in, the computer, if you're a nerd in any way, shape, or form, you build computers in the past, I'm sure you have that story where you're like, yeah, man, when Bitcoin was 3 cents, I could have purchased it and been a millionaire. Well, that was like my first real moment. Back in the day, like obviously I was like 16 years old, 15 years old, and I didn't really know anything. I saw Bitcoin, I thought it was cool, I didn't really try, but my first real effort was in 2015, when Bitcoin was worth like $300. I had this decision to make, and I obviously took the wrong decision, because if I would have purchased that Bitcoin miner for $5 grand, I would have been probably a millionaire at this point, and I didn't do it. So I kind of, went to college, and then it's funny because I dropped out again. I went to college, I dropped out again, started a business. I started an iPhone flipping business. Now my iPhone flipping business started to fail. It was time to get a job. I went to Verizon Cellular Sales, and the 2 weeks before I got the job, I decided to put the rest of the capital I had, all the money I had, into 2 mining rigs to mine Ethereum. Okay, this is when Ethereum, this was in 2017, not even 2017. Let me go back. I'm sorry. This is the Bitcoin. This was when Ethereum was like $3 to $7. I was out there building a mining rig, okay? And it was relatively hard back in the day because they didn't have dedicated, like now you can get like dedicated mining, like with motherboards, mining PCUs, CPUs. Now there's like all this mining stuff, but back in the day you kind of just had to build it yourself. I remember sawing like the chassis to the miner so that it can hold it and be air cooled and everything like that. Basically the structure of the miner, like literally by hand, sawing it up, doing all that stuff, around $7, $10. Ethereum, went to work the job, you know, basically really excited about my miners because they were making money passively. I remember I was like thankful if I made my money back in like a year. That was my calculations. If I made my money back in a year, that means it was a successful operation, and it was basically passive income while I worked a regular job, and it was great for me. But then, you know, Ethereum started blowing up, and I made my money back in like 4 or 5 months. Okay, I made my money back very quickly, and then some. I like 5x, 6x my money, and it was probably a really good experience for me. You know, jumping into cryptocurrency like that, because you know it was like really like it was one of those things you kind of just did it like out of faith. Obviously the calculations are cool and everything, but like I said, man, things can change just like that. Mining might be profitable today, but you know, if they drop a new miner on the market and the hash rate increases, well, it might not be profitable anymore. And that's basically what happened, you know, through this in the past 2 years. A lot of people turned off their miners because they were literally losing money in electricity. So I want you guys to take all these factors into consideration. It's a double-edged sword. So like you can lose that money, or you could be making very little, and that could all change if you just hold the coin. But I will admit that holding coins, you know, holding Ethereum coin, if I would put that same amount of money, I would have made a little bit more, but not a lot of people can hodl like that. So mining is a good way to actually experience cryptocurrency, learn about it, learn how mining works, as well as it forces you to hold there's nothing you can do, right? You can't sell these things. Now, one thing you can take in consideration, I'm just giving you guys all the moves I made to make money. Made a whole bunch of money off Ethereum, right? Made a whole bunch of money. And then at the top, mining rigs, or the specific GPU that I had, you know, was very sought after. Everybody wanted it because they knew how profitable it was, and it was selling for 2 to 3 times more on eBay, and I actually ended up selling it, okay? So that's something you want to take in consideration. Maybe you want to arbitrage the actual equipment. You buy a whole bunch of it, wait for the market to go up. But I'd rather buy the coin essentially. But let's jump into exactly if we can make, you know, money with these miners. So first thing I want to look at is the mining difficulty. Again, this can all change. It can drop. I can get more. You can see the gradual increase, and it's the same thing for almost every single coin. But we're talking about specifically Ethereum. I'll jump into other coins because there are alternate coins that are a little bit more profitable right now. But obviously Ethereum's stable, and there's ways you can get around. I'll explain in more detail. So as you can see here, I kind of built a mining rig. You see right here, you guys see this frame? I had to build that from scratch. They didn't have this. You can buy them now with the, I guess, the little fans there and everything. It's pretty cool. So I kind of built a mining rig. Now, essentially, to do a GPU mining rig, all the components are, you just try to go as cheap as possible. That's the point. You go as cheap as possible, low power, you know, type of configuration. So everything I picked, from the processor to the motherboard, was for like servers, very low power, as low as possible. And then the one real indicator of your profitability is the type of GPUs that you pick. Okay, so there's really 2 GPUs that I've noticed is the most profitable. One of them being the GTX 1660. Technically it is profitable, but I'm going to show you what I mean by this is risky stuff here. All right, so if you go to whattomine.com, I believe one of the most profitable GPUs you could possibly get, right, being that GPUs are the only determining factor, is the 1660 Ti. I could be wrong. I mean, obviously it's all a balance between how much energy you're spending versus how much the thing costs, right? The actual GPU costs versus how much hashes they give you. But from all my research, I saw that this was like the most popular, most commonly used miner. So if I put 6 1660 Ti's, okay, everything else is 0. And then my kilowatt hour is 12 cents. You got to figure out, you can just simply look at a bill and it'll tell you how much it is. So as you can see here, Ethereum, you're only making 76 cents a day. That's pretty much nothing, considering, you know, on Amazon.com that this build costs, you know, $2,000, and this is before tax. It's probably going to be $2,100. So if we do the math, let's just pull out this calculator. If we do the math on exactly how much you should be making, 76 cents. So let's just say $2,100 divided by 76 cents. Back in the day, it was so much more profitable. So you're going to break even in 2,763 days. Let's divide that by 365. So in about 7.5 years, you're going to break even. It makes no sense to purchase this miner. You might as well take that $2,000 and put it in Ethereum, because if Ethereum goes up in value, you're going to make far more money, right? Like I said, guys, you know, there's these ASIC miners coming out that are just kind of killing the game. So in this case, I wouldn't even mine Ethereum. I'll probably mine something like, you know, Zcoin. They're making a little bit more money, as you can see here, $1.15. Now, keep in mind, these figures here, I don't know if their BIOS is upgraded or not. It's basically, the BIOS it's the software on the GPU. You can upgrade them to lower the power consumption and increase the amount of money you make. Also, keep in mind, if your cost is lower, like I believe in Washington DC, it's like a 6 cents or something like that. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. You know, the profitability increases, right? So $1.54 now it's a little bit better, right? Now, if you can find somewhere where you can get free electricity, you know, some people have like a river by them with hydroelectric that they can utilize, and then they kind of get solar panels. That might be the best way. Now, for something like this, you can see that this is really, like, if you look at, for example, ETH hash, it's going to use about 540 watts. Keep in mind, you can buy solar panels, 2,000 watt solar panels for like 1,500 to 2,000 if you build it yourself. So if you take all that in consideration, you know, $4,000, and you'll be profiting about $3 a day. I mean, you know, it's a give or take thing. So it doesn't seem too profitable now, but again, like I told you, it's a constant battle. So imagine, you know, if Ethereum goes up in value. All right, so right now it's at 176. Let's say it doubles. Well, that means that what you're mining doubles, right? And all the coins that you've held doubles as well. So if you're making it at currently $1.54, and you sit there and mine for 6 months, and you're only making a small margin, right? And you hold all of those cryptocurrencies, when the market goes up, all of it goes with it. So again, it's a give or take thing. If you don't think you can hold the cryptocurrency, this might be something that you can go with, right? If you think you can hold it, then I recommend purchasing it. It's not really that profitable in 2020. Now, one thing I do want to show you guys is ASIC miners. So ASIC miners are dedicated to the algorithm. They're basically made only for Ethereum. The difference between GPUs is that they're graphics cards. They're made for gaming, and then you could kind of switch coins. So these are good in a sense that you can branch out to other coins if Ethereum's not as profitable. So technically, if I wanted to, with a GPU miner, I can mine Zcoin and immediately switch it to Ethereum. So I would actually be making $2 a day instead of $1.54, but I would still be holding the Ethereum. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Basically, with GPU miners, you can kind of switch the profitability to whatever coin's most profitable at the time, and then once you receive that coin, you can immediately switch it to Ethereum. So it'll be essentially like mining Ethereum. But if you guys want to go to ASIC miners, they're basically dedicated to, you know, the Ethereum algorithm. There's a lot of different, like you can go with the Z11, you can go with basically X11, like this is Dash. You can go with obviously Bitcoin miners. You know, there's all different types of miners. I believe Blake 2B is Sia coin. I could be wrong about that. But these are different algorithms that these miners are dedicated to. They can't mine any other coin but that algorithm. So as you can see here, the most profitable miner right now is the A10 ETH Master. Okay, this is potentially getting you $5.51 a day, which is not bad, right? It's not bad at all. Now let's see power consumption. So 12 cents a kilowatt hour, and you're still getting $5.70 a day. This is way more profitable, and it's, you know, just a little bit more expensive, $2,800. Now these are obviously third-party people. One thing you have to take in consideration when buying from these people is that there's a trade war going on, so they're going to tax you. I believe it's 30%, could be wrong about that. So that's something you have to add to the price. So in this case, it'll probably be like what, $3,500 to $4,000. So to get your money back, it's going to be a lot longer than 505 days. But it's the same thing. If Ethereum goes up in profitability, then you're going to get your money back a lot quicker. That's essentially what happened to me, right? And this is probably a good time to do that. But this is you got to buy this third party. Yeah, these things sell out immediately. They sell out so quick. There's one way you can get around it by purchasing a bulk order from the manufacturer. So if I go to the website, let's see if they even have them on the website. I didn't even look at this. Let's see if they have it on their website, the A10 ETH miner. Maybe we can purchase some. If we could, I'll just buy it immediately because these things will make you a lot of money. So let's see, miner hot. Okay. This looks like a scammy website. I hate this Chinese stuff. Okay. So it doesn't look like they have it. I don't see it so far. Look, they have Litecoins. Let's see the LTC master, the A6 plus. Let's see if this is profitable. Oh, A10 ETH master, limited quantity order now. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's 2,500. But that's cool because you can order one of them. But keep in mind, again, guys, this is going to cost extra money when it gets shipped in from China. So it's not just 2,500, it's more like $3,000. So 3,000 bucks, you know, for a miner that makes you $5 a day. Let's do the calculations. So if I pull out the calculator, $3,000, you know, divided by $5, that's 600 days, about approximately 2 years. Now, if Ethereum doubles to 300 bucks, well, you're going to make your money back a lot quicker. And essentially the same thing goes. It's very risky, guys. So like, let's say, for example, they decided to drop another Ethereum miner, right? That's way more profitable than this Ethereum miner. If they do that, then essentially the difficulty is going to go up, making it less profitable. So there's a lot of things to take in consideration. So I think the number one solid, you know, best way to do this, if you want to get into mining and guarantee profits, is to wait for a new miner to come out. So if another one of these ASIC miners come out, instead of just purchasing one, buy a bulk order. Because if you buy a bulk order, you're going to get it for far cheaper, and you're going to either be able to resell it or actually mine with it. So you can literally go and mine, right? And then once somebody wants to purchase it from you, you can sell it to them on eBay, right? Or sell it to them on Amazon for like double, triple the price. You see people are doing it on these websites, right? You see that they have, you know, miners being sold. If it wants to show me, yeah, they have miners being sold right here at the bottom, stores to buy it, trusted vendors. You could do the same thing they're doing. Okay, another thing to take in consideration, obviously, you know, the pool fees and everything that like that's about 1%. So after all these factors, you know, currently if I were to do this, I would do it in the bulk way. I would not buy one miner, just because, I mean, yes, you're going to probably make your money back in the long run 3 years from now, but it's just better to hold the coin unless you're mining at a serious rate. I saw some people talking about immersive mining, meaning taking the miners and actually putting them in water so that they're cooled down better to create more profit margins. You know, people using solar power, wind power, you know, hydroelectric. If you have some type of edge like that, then go for it. Get one miner. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But personally, in my, you know, area in Florida, it would not be profitable for me to do mining. And you have to ask that for yourself. I showed you guys how to calculate it, whattomine.com, as well as, you know, what is this, asicminervalue.com. Go ahead and check out those websites for yourself and see if you want to mine it. That's it for this video, guys. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with this technology, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.